family. God bless you in Jesus' mighty name. Welcome back to my channel. My name is MJ. We'll talk all things autism. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I hope all is going well for you and the family. I think everybody should be back in school. I think all spring breaks are over. We're moving towards the end of the school year already. So today I wanted to talk about 8 useful tips to get your child interested in school. This topic came up from a girlfriend of mine who stated and continues to state that she has to kind of push the child to go to school. There's kind of a couple of things are going on with her IEPs, and she's seeking support from the school administrators, but she's not seeming to get it. So I thought to myself, I said, she might not be the only mom going through this. So I said, you know what, let me come up with something. And it happened also within that time she was asking me. An excellent article also came from our Autism Parenting magazine. So I said, of course, I'll combine the two and bring it here. So our tip number 1 is to make learning fun. Our kids must know, one, they have to go to school. They don't even have a choice. But just incorporating something that's fun, I think keeps them engaged and wanting to continue to go. So now for this friend of mine, the child doesn't even want to get on the bus. So it's gotten to that point where it's really, really bad. But I'll get to my favorite part, my bonus that I have for you guys as to what we can do. Number 2 is to include their special interest. If you have a kiddo that loves math, find good manipulatives that gets them to continue to think that math is fun, and the best way to learn more math is to go to school. Incorporate that, anything that you find fun is the way to get them to enjoy and want to go. Number 3, encourage interaction with others. Now, some of our kiddos, including mine right now, or struggle with this more in the past, was he will go to like the playground, or the kids will take him, the teacher would take him out to the playground, and Jayson wanted to just stay to himself. So there's a way that the teacher will incorporate playing with others is more fun than by yourself at the playground. So with this friend of mine, I suggested that. So they ended up having to have her own kiddo kind of play with the others, interact with them, and get them all involved together so that they can play. Now the thing is, it's good to also give them choices of which activity they want to do and what they don't want to do. But in that main of activity, it's good for the child to understand that playing with others, or even for example like Connect 4, you can't play Connect 4 by yourself, right? So you have to get others involved. So that also helps. Number 4, allow them to make choices. That's sometimes, most of the time with Jayson, I'll give him an A or B. I don't even do a C because I think it becomes too confusing. So give them a choice. We either do this or we do that. And I think somehow it just gets them to just pick one or the other. Number 5, include sensory experiences. Now, this can also be useful in a school environment, especially in a school environment. But we also use it at home. Initially, when Jayson was maybe like 4 or 5, we always had a rice bowl at home. What a rice bowl, and then a bean bowl. And instead of that rice bowl and bean bowl, we had numbers, different colored numbers. We had spoon, we had cups, we had plates. So it was like a pretend play kind of thing. And we just kind of, and then while we're doing that, we're also learning math. Like we'll be like 2 plus 1. And then, so it was just really, really nice. Just getting all those kind of sensory things in while they're doing something fun, for them to understand that this is what, is also good to learn. You can learn more of this while you're in school. And, and I think that this is what is also good with Jayson in school, is that they have those things in place. There's a rice corner where they can go and just play with the rice to do what they feel, to get whatever sensory balance that they need at that in any moment that they asked or requested. Number 6, incorporate music. I mentioned this to the music teacher at Jayson's previous school, that anytime they're doing art, you should turn on some music in the background. It's just something about music. Anyway, when it comes to Jayson, I don't know about your kiddo, but it's very relaxing. Instrumental music, just something that's just quiet in the background, I think just kind of keeps them motivated in some way. I know I love to learn with music on. So I think it's just a good tool for our kids that, it can also be a benefit for them to be able to use that while they're learning. Number 7, use positive reinforcement and rewards. Once again, this is why I love ABA, because the goal of everything in ABA is to use a reinforcement to achieve a particular goal, right? So if their one of their favorite reinforcement is airhead or skittles or taking a walk, if we do these first 5 problems and you get this many, or you stay seated for us to do this, you get this as a reward. So it just keeps, it keeps them motivated like anybody else, even an adult, right? It's key. Number 8, we need to be patient with them. This is the hardest part, because to you, you're like, well, what is the problem? Why don't you like to do this? Why don't you want to go? So all I did was I encouraged a girlfriend of mine for her to be patient with her kiddo. And there's a lot to go on the bus where, she's in a regular bus, not a special ed bus. So it makes it even harder. So the other kids are talking about her. So it's just a lot. So that part of the bus issue she solved. So now it's just more of getting her to go to school and be okay, which leads me to my bonus, which is not part of the article, is for you to make school visits whenever you can. I think it just motivates the child to be like, mom or dad or grandma or grandpa care. In as much as it may pull you away from your work, I think it just really helps the kids realize that you care enough to be in their school environment and are taking that time out to be with them in that school environment. I think that was the greatest thing, because I think even at Jayson's previous school, before we went to this different model of learning, I was there. I volunteered my time in the cafeteria. So everybody was like, oh, that's Jayson's mom. Oh, then Jayson would look at me and act like he didn't see me. And then just not even say hi, which was fine with me. But it was one of those things where he knew I was present. He knew I cared to be there. And I will make time, go to his class, read books for him and his friends. So just that part where the child sees you in it, I think makes a huge difference. That's my bonus number 9. Family, I hope this was helpful to you. Once again, 8 tips plus a bonus 9 on how to get our children, our autistic children, interested in school, because they must learn, and they're fantastic learners once we know what works for them. Some like the visual, the iPad, the tablets, and things like that, and can go for hours learning while singing the music, of course, number 6, right? So once we find out what works best for your child, take that and run with it. And yes, it might change as time goes by, but it's just figuring out those couple of things that works for your kid and going with it. Okay, family, enjoy the rest of your week. Until I see you in the next video, remember Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. God bless you, family. Have a fantastic rest of your week.